I'm gonna tell you a story. The first thing you have to understand is time does not work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the call. So I've talked about Tulpa before, like Tulpas and whatnot, and like I've talked about. I think I mentioned Little Dims back when I was back like a year ago or something. Literally going, I'm not a tulpa out of my mouth because it thought like by being a preda that it was slick by doing that idiocy. Obviously, I disagree. But so Little Dims is partially obsessed with me because it partially thinks it can prove that I have DID by me talking about stuff like tulpa and talking about the fact that like sometimes people get misdiagnosed with DID because they talk to tulpa. And like it's convinced that everything that happens only happens for it. But like this is how this is hilarious and stupid at the same time. So I've had multiple past relationships. I think I mentioned it with women with DID. Now this idiot Preda being Preda did stuff that specifically only Preda could do. I'm not going to get into it because it's long and stupid, but it involves a lot of stuff like trying to talk through the sounds of stuff tapping, like Vasayavak. It basically like it tries to pretend it can talk for the matter, and like it tries to pretend it can talk for other ghosts, and it's an idiot because it's I think it's actually trying to prove to me, for example, that I have DID because of stuff like this. Now, DID is a fascinating thing. It just is. But the way it works is basically like you get sexually traumatized when you're a kid. Pretty standard information, honestly. And it hurts you so bad that your brain basically comes up with a extra operating system to effectively help you navigate your life while you try to basically put your memory of everything in your life that like happened to you when you were traumatized that way back together in a way that you can like remember it and like not be re-traumatized. So basically like the way it was described to me is basically like the primary altar had the most access to the most traumatic memories, and they basically partitioned it out among the different altars to allow the host to have some time to just like decompress. So, having recently gotten out of a relationship with a woman who had unfortunately like 7 altars, we're all wonderful women. They're just wonderful women because she's a wonderful woman. Like past bad things that happened with her, like it's just the truth. So I was like really wondering a lot of stuff about like how DID worked. So in a not stupid move that ended up turning into the ultimate this shouldn't have become a problem thing. I came up with this idea of like a tulpa of me that was effectively a lot like the meditational forms that Raven had in her little shadow realm place. So like each of them was literally still me, literally actually not even a DID alter, just an extra me that expressed a single emotion. But I, feeling like this was clever, named this tulpa DID Jeff. And DID Jeff started out specifically with douchebag Jeff. What up, I'm douchebag Jeff. I don't care if I act like a douchebag. You know why? Because sometimes people deserve to have being a douchebag used against them. And I don't mind being like a penny worth of being a d bag if it stops like $100 worth of debaggery, because that seems like a very 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 good deal. That seems like a like a social salvid I can get behind. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like DID Jeff as a core concept of Tulpa, very versatile, very versatile, like very versatile. Like because of Celtame, like this is kind of a long story-ish, but Saltame basically is a school of anything goes martial arts. which means their specialty is literally actually cheating. And so, in order to make sure any martial arts competition stays fair with them, like they need to define how they cheat. And part of this is coming up with a list, which is usually long, ridiculous, and extensive. And mine included 84 with 27 zeros worth of like DID Ultra Tulpa that like they're not actually DID alters, they're just Tulpa. That like one of their jobs is to say that they have DID. And I did this to mess with this little idiot Preda, and it backfired so hard. Like I can't even tell you how hard it backfired, but anyway, this is DID Jeff, which is actually just Jeff without DID, and that's all fine, true that. Don't let some idiot wanna be telling you it's anything but a Preda tell you you have DID anytime now or later, 'cause it's just a DS Preda in the true. Edgar, you're not a McQuake, I'm talking about you. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. By the way, this idiot Preda is convinced that it is the McLeod as the Highlander who's immortal, but it's a Preda. And because of this, it's also the head of the McLeods as like the entire family, like the entire clan. The entire clan as one DS Preda. It thinks that it's it, and specifically extra in the way of being the Culpazuki, the ritual head. Because that's how delusional this little DS Preda is. Anyway, that's enough about the DS Preda. And I might bring up after I hopefully figure out. That's the thing about this actual DS Preda. It's like both extraordinarily easy and incredibly difficult to Zapayati. Like it's such a pain to Zapayati because it always just is like it's a Preda that because it's a Preda that's Jivatman, that it has a human soul, it still technically has free will, but it's too stupid to recognize that that the reason it has free will and it's able to just like keep pretending to be a different alter is because it's using free will. That's literally how stupid this DS Tulpa is. But anyway, I mean this DS failure of being pretending to be a Tulpa, like this little idiot Preda literally actually tried to convince me that Tulpa and Preda weren't real because it was a Preda that had a Tulpa mantra, like a mantra yantra, like a Tulpa spell formula as part of its base. Like that's how dumb this thing is. It tried to convince me two things that are real aren't. Because it was, I guess, afraid I could use it against it, use the fact that it was those things against it later. Like, seriously, I ain't joking. Because that's too stupid to be not morbidly funny in a way that's difficult to laugh at, but still actually kind of easy to. Anyway, this is Oracle. I might actually just record a different video after this. Because I've talked way too much about Edgar. True facts, all it is. 8:14 p.m. Parakakakakazadina, May 10th, 2024. All the days of the weigh-in, all the days of weigh-in. True be, if you rob me, you can see the somebody. Unless you were a dumb lie to say, who was always indoor to annoy every day.